my name is Rahul and welcome to this session on Java language. In this video, we will talk about user input. We will understand how compiler takes the value or input from the users or programmers and gives the output in command prompt or console section. So in order to give you more clarity on it, I have started creating funny conversation on Java topics. If you want to find such more posts, then you can follow our Instagram channel and the channel name is on the screen. You can go and you can follow it today. So guys, same as like compiler, because we have understood about compiler functionalities in Java language, right? What compiler does? Compiler checks for each and every lines of your code, and if there is any error or something which is not as per the Java standard rule, then it throws a compile time error. In real time, Father is like a compiler in Java. Why? Because same as like compiler, Father also checks all rules for his child, and if child's demands are within the rules, then he will allow or he will give you the permission to go for school picnic or group study, etc. So let's get started. Guys, this user input is also called as dynamic value or explicit value. Why we call this as user input? Because in this concept, as a user or programmer, you give the output to compiler and you say, hey compiler, this is my input, and as per this input, please give me the output in command prompt or console section. So if someone asks you, do you know compiler can read the data from the keyboard? So your answer should be yes, it reads the data using the scanner class or the BufferedReader class in Java language. Don't get confused, both classes are same in Java. Scanner and BufferedReader are used to read the data or value from any external system. But scanner we use mostly if you know the input is of primitive type or string type. In that case we use scanner, and the most advantage of scanner is we use this concept frequently in case of pattern programming. So this is very important, guys, if you are fresher or new to Java language. So in this video we will talk about scanner class. If you want me to create a video on BufferedReader, then do let me know. I'll create a new video on BufferedReader concept as well. So if we talk about scanner class, so this is the part of java.util package. So in Java we have multiple utilities. Scanner is a final class. What does it mean? Final is a keyword, and I have discussed about final keyword as well in Java language, and you can refer this lecture number 10. And the link I have added in the description box panel for final class as well. It means it cannot be extended. What does it mean? So guys, this all concept we will understand in coming lecture once we start discussing about OOPS concept. The main functionality of scanner class is it helps in parsing and handling the primitive inputs, string and string values in Java language. As scanner is a class, then it has a lots of methods which we can use to read the data from the keyboard. Those methods are next line, next integer, next double. Next line we use to read the string values, next integer we use to read the integer value, and double we use to read the double value. So that's why I have mentioned this all returns what? String value, next line, integer value, next int, and next double it returns what? Double value. If we talk about syntax, so syntax is very simple. It's like scanner equals to new scanner System.in. Now let's understand the meaning of each and every word in this. So scanner is a final class from the java.util.package. What it does, it scans the input from the keyboard and store in the variable. So what it does is, once you write scanner equals to new scanner System.in, it will read the value from the keyboard and it will store the variable in this scanner reference variable. So this scanner can be anything. If you want, you can write Rahul or Java, anything you can write. This is the reference variable. This is the kind of variable in Java language. It can be anything. You can write as per your convenience, right? So just to make you understand, I have written scanner, and scanner is the reference variable which will hold the input which your scanner will be getting from the keyboard. New is a keyword. It is used to create an object in Java language, and this is a kind of object in Java. If you want to get more information on new, then in this document I have added some important points which you can remember for new keyword. And guys, this document I have added in the description box panel. If you want, you can go and you can download it from there. Now if we talk about system, this system is a class and it is a part of java.lang package, and these all packages are very important, right? Someone might ask you, system class belongs to which package? In that case, you will have to answer java.lang. If someone asks you scanner, it belongs to which package? You will have to say java.util package. If you talk about in is a static variable of system class. Do not worry, I will give you example of each and everything. Now if you see here, if we talk about system.in, this stands for system input in Java language. It means it represents the standard input of the system like PC, laptop or server where this code is executing. It means if you have a laptop and in that laptop, if you're writing your Java code, then using that keyboard itself, you will be passing some input to the compiler, right? That's why we call it as standard input in Java language. Now let's understand this. Scanner equals to new scanner system.in. This line represents request input from the standard input device. Your standard input device could be what? It could be your PC, laptop or server, or your mobile devices as well. Let me brief this again. This system.in is connected to the scanner class, right? Now if this is connected to scanner class, what does system.in do? It will read the data from the keyboard. Now let's say user has passed 5 value. Now it will read the value. Since it is connected to scanner class and in scanner we have a reference variable. Now this 5 will get stored in this scanner reference variable. Now this scanner has the user input value. Now in the next line what we are doing is we are parsing or scanning the value using scanner.nextInt. Why I have mentioned nextInt? Because in my case I know my user input value will be integer. That's why I have used nextInt method. If it is of double type, then you will have to use what? Next double. D should be in caps later because this is a method, right? So you will have to use next double over here, and this double you will have to store in what type of data type? Double data type. So in my case I have passed int value. Now if you have passed an int value, this will parse and scan the value, and it will store that value inside the a variable. Now in order to retrieve, what we do, we just say system.out.println and you pass the value. So once you pass it, you will get your output as expected in your command prompt or console section. One more theory part, difference between system.in and system.out. If someone asks you what is the difference between system.in and system.out, then you can just say system.in is used to take input from the command prompt. I will give you an example for this. And system.out, it is used for output at command prompt. So it gives the output in command prompt and it takes the input from the command prompt which user will be entering, right? Because you will pass your value either in the GUI, some application, or in the command prompt or console section. So let's see the example on user input in Eclipse. So I'm going to launch Eclipse. So here's the Eclipse. And guys, I know I'm not uploading the video very frequently. The thing is, I'm working on the the theory part. I'm trying to make this concept very simple. That's why it is taking time for me to upload the videos. But stay tuned with me, and I'll definitely work on it, and will try to upload videos as soon as possible for all the concepts. Let me create one project, and I'll name it as user input, right? And I'll just click on finish. In order to create any package, what we do is we just select the src folder, we do right click on that, and we just click on package over here, right? Now what I'll do is I'll just say user input magic, and I'll just click on finish. Now the package has been created. Now in order to create any class, you will have to do right click on the package, and from here you just have to click on class. So I'll just say user sample program, and I'll just use public static void main, and I'll click on finish. Guys, before explaining this scanner equals to new scanner, let's understand how we use System.in and System.out in Java language. System.out is very simple. So if you want to retrieve any value, we just say System.out.println and you just pass the value here which you want to print. So I'll just say hello, right? This is about System.out.println. But if you talk about System.in, then what it does is we just have to say System.in, and we have, and the thing is, this is something related to print stream, and this is something related to input stream. So print stream, it will help you in printing the value, and System.in, it is input stream. So you can take the value either from the console or command prompt or from any file. So if you have any file and you want to read that file, in that case you can use BufferedReader. So here what I'll do is I'll just say we have a method in this, and the method name is read in case of System.in. So what I'll do is I'll just try to store this value in a integer variable, but still I'm getting some error over here because it throws an unhandled exception which is of IO, input output exception in Java language. So you will have to either try and catch you, or you can throw exception over here. So this exception, we have a separate topic on exception that we will be understanding in coming lecture. Do not worry about this. So you just have to do, you just have to hover your mouse and you just have to add that exception over here. Once you add it, now in order to pass any value, so I'll just say south and we'll just say enter the value. Now once you say enter the value, what user will do? They will just type some value in the command prompt or console section. After that, what we want is, as a compiler, I want to read that data and I want to send that data to the users in the command prompt. So for that, you will have to use what? System.out.println, and here I'll just say entered value is A, right? This is how we get the value. Now if you try to run your program, let me just comment it. Let me try to run this program. Once you run this program, just try to see what it does. It will give you an option to enter the value in your console section. Now if I just say 5 over here, hit on enter, then you will get entered value is 53. So guys, if you see here, I have entered value as 5 as a user, but I'm getting output as 53 because the thing is, this System.in.read, it reads the value which user is entering. But what it does is, in the background itself, it converts that value in the ASCII code and it stores that value in the A. So if you just go and see the ASCII table, then you will see the value of 5 is 53. So you can see the ASCII value of 5 is 53, and the same thing we are getting as an output in the console section. So guys, this is why this is the concept of System.in in Java language. Adding one more thing in System.in, what it does is it just reads the character, the first character of your Java language. Even if I just try to run and if I just say Rahul over here, then again you will get the value for R, because if you go and check the ASCII value of R, then you will get 82, and the same thing we are getting in the out. System.in.read, it just reads the first character and it gives you the output as per the ASCII table. One more thing here, guys. If I just say, if I just try to run the code and if I just say Java is important. Now if I just hit on enter, then again you will get the output only for J value. So if you go and you can check the value of J, you will get output as 74. So guys, the disadvantage of using this is it will never give you the complete output of your sentence. It will just read the first character of your line and it will give you the output. So that's the reason we use scanner class in Java language. And in order to use it, what you will have to do is you just have to create an object, right? So guys, creating object is very simple. Let me show you. Scanner equals to new scanner, and here you will have to pass an argument which will be of what type? System.in. And guys, this we have already seen. System is what? System is a class, and in is a static variable. Now if I just give you more understanding on it, System.in, then you will have to import it. So you just have to hover the mouse and you will have to import java.util. Once you import this package, you will be able to use all the predefined methods of scanner class. You don't have to write any code. You just have to import the package, and after that you will be able to use anything. So guys, if I just give you clarity on System.in, what I said, this is a class and this is a static variable which is declared inside that system class. Now here, if I just say, let's say I have a method, static void disk. This is my method, right? What I'll do is I'll just declare something here. Let's say I'll say int a equals to 10. Now what I want is I want to print the value of a. So in order to print, since this is in a disk method, so this is the local variable of this disk method. In order to call it, as I said earlier, either you can, since this is a static method, so you don't have to create any object for this. Any method which is declared with the static keyword, we never create any object for that. We just create object for non-static methods or variables. So here, what you can do is, you can just say, let me just use here out, and I'll just say a. Now I want to print a value in console section. So what you can do is you can just say disk over here, and you just have to run your program. Now once you run your program, you will get output as 10. The same thing we can call as the class name dot variable name. So if you just say class name dot variable name, since this is a class, same as like system is a class, and disk is a method, right? So here we have a disk which is of what type? Static type. So if it is a static type, then we can call that method or variable over the class name itself, like class name dot method name. So in this case, what we are calling class name dot variable name. In is a variable which is declared inside the system class. So if you just say this and try to run your code, you will get output as what? So this is the concept of System.in in Java language. So I'm just removing it. Hope you understood, right? So let's understand this scanner concept. So I have created an object. Now creation of object is again very simple, guys. Let me show you this as well. So if any variable which is declared without static keyword, those methods or variable, we call it as non-static methods or variable. And if you have a non-static members in your program, then in order to get the output from your main method, you will have to create an object. So creating object is again very simple. We have a syntax. I will discuss in coming lecture. No need to worry. If you are able to understand, please. If don't, do not worry about it. I'll explain it in coming lecture. So I'll just use the class name. The syntax is very simple. Class name, and here you will have to pass any variable. It could be anything, sc or something. Now you will have to use new, because new is a keyword in Java which we use to create an object. Now here you will have to pass. Now we have created an object of what? User input class. So the same thing here we are doing. Scanner is the class. This scanner is the reference variable. New is the keyword, and this scanner is the class. And this System.in we are passing as an argument because we want to read the value from the keyboard. And if you want to read any value from the keyboard, standard input which is responsible to read the data from the keyboard. In this case, if you want to pass any value, you can pass it, but it will invoke the constructor, and that concept we will understand in coming lecture. Now if you have an object created, you can easily call any non-static variable. So if you just say sc dot, you will get as a suggestion disk. Now you will have to click, and once you try to run your code, you will get your output as 10 printed in your console section. So this is the concept of object in Java. So do not worry, I'll discuss this in coming lecture. So let's concentrate on scanner class, right? So I have created scanner class. Now what I'll do is, in order to give you the UI, I'll just say enter the value, and this value who will be entering? User or programmer. Now let's say user has entered the value. Now if user has entered the value, now I know that value is of integer type. I know that. So in order to parse or scan the value, I will have to use what? Scanner dot, and if you just say scanner dot, you will get the list of methods which we have present in scanner class. And you can see this scanner, this is class, this is class, right? So I want to get the output is in the form of int. So you will have to select next int over here. Now in order to retrieve it, what we do? We just say system.out.println, and you just have to pass. So I'll just say entered value is, and here I'll just say A. Now guys, let's understand. This system.in is responsible to read the data from the keyboard, and this system.in is connected with Scanner, right? If user pass any value, let's say they have passed a value of 5. Now this will read the value, and since this is connected with Scanner class, it will store or give that value to Scanner class. Now this Scanner has a reference variable, and this is a reference variable. It will hold that value. Now if it has hold the value, so this has the value, right? Now it will print the first line, enter the value. If I just try to run your code, you will get enter the value over here, right? Now this has been executed. The 10th line, this has hold the value. This will hold the value, right? Now in the next line, what we have mentioned, we have mentioned scanner.nextInt. As soon as a user enters the value, it will parse and scan the value, right? And it will store that value in this A. Now let's say as a user, I entered the value as 5. Now as soon as you enter the value, what you will have to do, you just have to say enter. Now this 5 will get stored inside this A. Now this A has the value. Now in the next line, what we are doing, we are just trying to retrieve the value using system.out.println. If you just say system.out.println, then you will get the same output printed in your console section without any problem. So in my case, I tried to read what? Integer value. If you have any other value, that also you can read. So you just have to say double over here, right? Now this is throwing an error because this is a concept of typecasting and downcasting. This we will understand in coming lecture. So if you are using double, then this data type should be of what type? Double type. Now if you just say run the code, and if I just pass any value, let's say 34.5, and if I just say enter, then I'll get output as entered value is 34.5. So guys, this is about Scanner class in Java language. This is very easy. So the main concept of using Scanner class is, if you have any value or any input which you want to take directly from the user, in that case we use Scanner class. The same thing if you want to understand the buffer reader. So buffer reader is same as like this. So you just have to say buffer reader, and I'll just say buffer. Again, you will have to create an object for this. So here you will have to say buffer reader, and here you will have to pass as an argument, and that argument is input string reader, right? And inside it you will have to pass system.in. Now once you pass it, you will have to, again, if you use, then this buffer reader is a part of java.io. This is not a part of java.awt. You will have to use you will have to import what? java.io package. Once you import it, again you will have to import this. Once you have done it, again in this case, if you want to read any line or any sentences, then in case of Scanner, in order to read any string value, what we do is, let's say Scanner equals to next. If you just use next over here, and if you just store this value in, let's say, string s equals to, right? So in order to print the value, you will have to use system.out.println, right? So I'll use the same thing here, and I'll just pass what? S over here. Now what I'll do is, I'll just remove this next double. I'll just comment or remove it. Now let's see how we can read the string value. Now if you just run your code, and if I just pass anything, let's say hello Java. So you can see I'm getting output as entered value is hello. I'm not getting output as Java, because after hello we have a space, and if you have any space and you want to read this space as well, in that case you will have to say next line. So this is again a method. This method we use to read the sentence which has some gap or some space in that. So if I just run the code, and again if I just pass out input as hello Java, then you will get the same output as hello Java. And in case of buffered reader, if you want to read anything, let's say I want to read a value using buffered reader. So here, instead of passing next line, what we pass is, let me just copy this. So if you just see the method over here, right, here you will get read line method. So read line method we use to read the string value under the buffered reader class. So here you just have to say south and just make it as S1. Now you can see here this is throwing an error, so you will have to again add the exception over here. After adding it, let me just comment this scanner part. Now if I just try to run my code, here I'll just pass hello Java buffered, so the same thing you will get output here. So guys, buffer reader, let's not concentrate on buffer reader. I'm going to remove this, right? Do not concentrate on it, but yeah, I will add this in this all programs in the description box panel. If you want, you can download and you can do practice at your end. But the main thing is you will have to understand the scanner concept over here, why we use scanner, and this has a wider use in case of pattern program or in Java concept. So we'll concentrate on it, and in next video we'll talk about patterns. I have almost created the document on pattern. Almost I have covered 70 plus pattern programming in Java. So let's concentrate on that, and in next video we will try to understand that, right? So guys, I'm working hard. If you think the contents are very useful for you, please do like, share and subscribe. And if you need any help or if you have any doubt, you can just let me know in the comment section, or you can also let me know at the CodeSpark email ID, and the email ID is displaying on the screen. You can just drop an email to me with your queries and doubt, and I will help you in resolving that. Hope you like this video. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll meet you in next session. Bye bye.